hijacking.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope you all are having a lovely day. Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. So, we're finishing up our mini makeover adventures, which I have the sample file for, and I will be sharing shortly, with Nick. Nick has been working on a horse file from Thomas, who I reached out, who was very excited. He's not been able to watch the videos, but hopefully he's been able to pop in and see these when he can. Um, but he was like, oh, he was so excited when I got his email back this morning, Nick. It was great. Uh, Thursday. So basically Claris has decided they're going to talk about quality of life improvements for the FileMaker platform. They were interested to hear from the developers at large. What do they think is the most important? So that'll be a fun conversation. Friday, we've got fun tips and tricks in FileMaker with Tony White. Monday and Tuesday will be an adventure with MCP servers and AI, which will be entertaining. And then Wednesday will be auto enter versus relookups, which is always a fun conversation as well. Hello, Ed, Foxy Jack, Aditi, Johannes, NJ, Scott, people in YouTube and Twitch chat. Please, blah, blah, blah. Feel free to say hi so I can say hi back. Real quick, we have our annual subscription bundle for those of you who are curious. If you are interested in becoming a educated intermediate level developer on your own in FileMaker, feel free to pick up our video course. We cover pretty much everything under the sun and everything you need to know to become that level of a developer. If you look at all this and go like, that's a lot of time and investment that I want to do, you can also reach out to us at support@rcconsulting.com. We have a wide variety of senior engineers who can help you with any of your projects. They pop on to host. Calvin's one. We've had Jay on. Obviously, Nick is one himself. So, with all that being said, I think we're probably good. Nick, making sure I was
Yep.
thinking, like, am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. Nick, would you like to share your screen and start us what we're doing
Yes.
today?
So here we are with this file. So we are reaching the end of this. So so here, see, you see that you have the tabs system here. Now we can have multiple tabs embedded right in the same. So we have one tab here, another one here. They don't look like tabs anymore, right? So we can make them look differently, and then we can make them we can embed them right without looking very odd, right? Without looking bad. When you have embedded tabs like this, it looks very, very bad. So, and they look very modern. When you go or if you do this, right, this is what you have, right? So, and this is what you have, like selection like this, right? So if I wanted to do that with a layout that looks like this, I would have no problem to do that, right? So because this for example looks the same as this, right? Correct? So they look modern, and we can make them look like the way we want. So this is a tab control. This is the button bar. This is the button bar. This is the button bar. See, they can look like anything, right? In the like we can make them look like it. So it is important that you learn to use the right object for the right reason. Don't try to hijack things, right? Because it won't work, right? If you hijack when I say hijack is use an object for what is not supposed to be used, right? Because it won't work very well, right? So I don't remember when we did that, but we have a webinar where I show how to when to use a button bar and when to stop using a button bar. Okay. Sometimes it's good to use a button bar, sometimes it's not, right? So, but sometimes it's better to use a table and to use a portal and not a bottom bar, right? So I think first I want to show you something here, that I want to display. I want to demonstrate here using that file. So here we have the old owner layout, right? So you had holes like this, right? But we don't really know how this works, right? We don't have an idea how this works, right? So we have appointment, invoices, payment, but obviously those are not done, right? But here, so we have, see, for example, here. So let's go back now to the makeover per se, and, because before we go, just to let you know that I didn't modify anything in that table. We went from this to this, right? But I didn't make any fundamental changes in the file, right? So it's still the same table and the same, So, but you saw you're seeing here what we can do without rebuilding your file, right? So that's what we call that makeover, because the data are the same, but obviously it looks completely different, right? So when you want to add a holes, so this button here, so that the problem is you add a holes, but now I am in holes. So I have no idea what happened here. Okay, so back to order, I add a holes here, right? So obviously, so I was here, I added holes to that guy, right? So now I'm here, right? So full name that the host, right? So Black Beauty, that was the name of my mom's house. So, okay. And it was her Arabian. BB. So it was BB, like Black Beauty, because of I don't know if you know that there's a famous actress, a French actress that died like a few days ago, named Brigitte Bardot, right? And she was very famous back in the day, and Brigitte Bardot, BB, and that's why BB, the initial BB in French are very, very known for that girl, that actress. It was like the Marilyn Monroe France, right? And it was male. Okay, so I have all this information here. So to enter the information, I left, and it's not clear at all, right? I left the owner, and I went here to add a holes, right? And to see, I need to go back to owner. So now I can see, right? So I have this one, I suppose I can delete. Back to owner, right? So you see, the workflow is not great, right? Here, it's not great at all, because you lose sight, right? So here, what I suggest you do for things like this, okay? So we can go here and create a horse record from here directly, okay? So let's do this. So how we do this, right? So now we need a new layer. So I'm here, I am in the owner, right? So so here we have owner host, right? So we have this, and with the owner. So see, that's okay. So instead of we can keep that the way that's worked here. We can keep this. Okay, that means we have the parent key of the owner and the host record. I will have the foreign key for the host, right? So that means the host will have only one owner. So I'm not sure if that's what the guy who bought the file want that. That means one host can have only one owner. I know by experience because my mom was in that field, and sometimes a host can have multiple owners. Okay, they because the host is cost a kidney, right? And to buy and to maintain, and so sometimes you have multiple owners for the same host. Okay, so this technique here is not the best. Knowing that this technique here allows you only one owner per host, but the technique that allows you to have multiple owners per host, you can easily use it to have only one owner per host because multiple can do one, but one cannot do multiple, right? So the best will be to do a cross-reference table and to allow the host to have multiple owners and the owner to have multiple hosts. So, and you will see that it will make everything more simple. Okay. So let's create a cross-reference table 1, which is from owners to hosts. Okay. This is my table. This table, I have an ID xref1 owner host, which is a UUID, right? And now I need an IDF owner, an IDF host, right? So I have two IDs, two foreign key, the foreign key of the host and the foreign key of the owner. Okay. So now in this table, I want to get some information, right? I want to get at least the name of the host and the name of the host of the owner. I want to get that inside that table in the field, right? Like host and owner, right? So now that I have my cross-reference table here, right? From that, I want to go to owners. So owner host. No, it's let's call that reference 1 owner, right? So owner with owner and xref1 host. And this is with host and host. Okay? So thanks to that relationship here, now I can go there and get the host name, nameful, and the owner name, nameful, nameful. Then first, owner, what's the owner name? Full name. Okay? So now that I have this table, right, I can link this table from owners to X1, right? And I can link that this with this, right? So from here, I can display all the cross-reference tables, right? Related to that order. From here, I'm collecting information here. So then I have an anchor buoy system and not a spider web, okay? These two relationships from that context, I get info from this and this in that record. This context here is to display the list of the cross-reference table that will be attached to that, related to that owner, right? So now I can go there and show the cross-reference table here, and I want the host, right? Right. So here I have no record. But let's say in my cross-reference table, that's annoying. In the new version of FileMaker, when you create a new table, it's not creating a new layout. That's annoying. That's really annoying. But okay. So let's say now in this table, I'm creating a new record, and I want this owner to be linked to this host. Okay. Okay. So Fred Flintstone is related now to Mikey Mouse. Okay, Mickey Mouse. So Flintstone, he has Mickey Mouse as host. Also, is the owner of this guy, this house. Okay? So he has two, right? So now I can add here, for example, if I want, I can add this. No, this one. Like this. I have two. I have two hosts. So now you see what happened here. So how I can come here, right? And either create a record from here or select a host and then select the host and add the host here, knowing that I can add, remember that I can duplicate this, change the owner, duplicate this, change the owner. So these two holes can be attached to Nick or Fred, right? They can have multiple. So how that works is because I have a third table, right? And I put in one record, I put the ID of the host and the ID of the owner, right? So I know that this owner is related to that host. And that host is related to that owner. Ergo, if I go, thanks to that system, if I go to the host, right? If I go to the host and I add a polar here, oh, I need to, so I'm here, right? And I'm related to this table cross-reference from the host perspective, right? That means this with this, right? And I come here and I say, well, this host, remember Mickey Mouse? Oh, has two owners and this has two owners. See what I mean? So thanks to that table, intermediary table, I can link one owner with a host like this. Instead of having this owner reference to that host, is now this owner referred to that record referred to that host. Ergo, I can, from here, also, I can come from here with this ID and collect, right? For example, this host is this host. So, okay, this host has two, owners. Or this owner has two hosts. See, you can, thanks to that table, we can do that. Instead of having a direct connection between this and this, because the connection between this and this is one-to-one, right? So it can be good, or you can do one-to-many, but it's a trick, it's a hack, and we don't want that. Do we have any question?
Nope, not at the moment. Just people watching.
Okay. So now such a system. So why the guy who built this file, struggled the transition between adding a host to adding a host to another was cumbersome, and you lose, you click here, say, what happened? That's why the owner, the guy who built this, put this information, host information for Hunter Nick, ID, la, 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 la. Because I lost track. I lost the vision, the visual where I was. I lost it. So, because there's no UI. There's no UI. I'm sorry. There's one UI to display information for owner and one UI to display information from the host. But there's no UI for the transition between one to another. Right? We go from one to another. There's no something like, okay, I want that from you. Here you are. Give me this. Or can I cancel? So let's say now I want to cancel this. If I go back to owner, I have an empty host. I go back, add, back, again and again and again and again and again and again. And at the end of the day, if I go to my host information where I have a 35 hosts empty, because the UI wasn't there. It didn't tell me what I was doing. It didn't even tell me I create a record. It didn't tell me, you need to finish this. Can you finish this? Oh, you don't want to finish. That means you want to cancel. That means you want to destroy everything you just did. So we call that a workflow. There's no UI, ergo there's no workflow. To have a UI, to have a workflow using a UI, you need a support. And that was missing. What support? Well, I need a window. I need a layout. I need something that tells me in a clear way what's going on, right? So here, what do I want here, right? Well, I want first a button that said add host. So the terminology is, says what it is. I'm adding a host. I'm not saying that I'm creating a host, because this is not true. I'm not adding a host. This button is not adding a host. This button is creating a host. It's not adding. It's creating a host record. It's not adding it. Add means you are putting something you already have in a bucket. When you're doing like, you're in the kitchen and you're doing a meal and you add garlic, but you have it, right? You go to your pantry and you grab some garlic and you chop it and you put it there, right? So you add it, right? If you don't have it, that means you need to buy garlic, right? Because you don't have it. Or if you want, you grow it in your garden. But you know what I mean? So the terminology here, you don't add a host, you create a host. I want to add a host, and I want to show you what adding a host means. So the first thing we need to do here, we need to create a workflow where I can add a host. remember, now my system allows me to have multiple hosts by owner, multiple owner by for hosts. So I want, when I click here, I want a car style window. Right? I want a new window. And this is host picker. This is how I call that. And it's a card. And it goes straight to our horses. Okay. So I don't have the time to make it pretty, but it's okay. So it's a list. It's a list. Yeah, I need a top navigation. Oh, I have this insane, awful. Okay, so I want to put this alternate body one, default, and it's a button, I guess. Okay. Okay. So let's call that list select host. Okay. So I typically like to say upper 22, whatever, bold, right? And here we put the host, right? So the name full of the host, right? And maybe I saw the breed and I don't know what we can put here. And it's here. Okay. So I have my list, okay, of, right? My list of, can make that smaller, make that smaller as well. And I can have my list smaller, right? And this is D9, D9, D9. Okay, so I have my list like this, and I can remove this active state. Well, I have my house, okay? When, of course, I want a button on top of this list with an arrow, and the arrow is this, and this will go there, then, right? So this is it. And I want the icon to be black all the way, right? So I have this, right? So I have my 35 empty. I'm going to clean that. Let me clean this on the, so let's delete this one. Is not, so those are real one. So let's delete those. Okay. I still have two. I can delete this one, delete this one. Okay. So I have my list, my picker, done. That means I want this list to come up when I'm here and I said add a horse. I want this list to happen, to come. So I need the script, right? And going to call it. So it's part of a workflow. So I'm going to call that workflow 0100A. Open horse picker. And it's a card. What does do? First, I don't want to add. So here the beauty when you have a UI. So I'm going to show you when you have a UI, this is a beauty. This is how everything flows when you have the UI. Okay. We don't want to add twice the same horse in the same, order. There's no reason to make it twice. How to make sure we can't add twice the same horse to the same owner? The best way is to make sure that it can't happen. Not to let it happen and remove it. Let's make sure it cannot happen. So the first thing I need to do is to set a variable, a global variable, name current horse IDs with S, right? And I want to collect from this list here all the IDs of the horse from this, all the horse IDs, the list of all the horse IDs. This is what I want to get. When I open this, when I use this script, right? The first thing I want to collect the list of the horse IDs. Those two horses are the horse that I have here. I'm collecting this. Now I'm opening a new window. It's a card. I go to my new picker, right? So now I'm here like this. It's a list view, right? So the width is okay. It's doing it automatically based on the width of the layout. But when you are in list view, the height is calculated with the height of one record showing the list. This is one record, see? It shows the list. It shows how this look like this, see? See what I mean? It's the same. This square is the same as this when you are in list view, okay? So, for the height, I need to say, get the heights of from this here to this here, get this height, get window content height, from here to here, right? From here to here. Not from here to here. I don't want to count this. Get window height is from here to here. Get window content height is from here to here. This is the window content. Get window desktop height is from here is my screen pretty much. Okay? So I want this minus 150. That means now, oh, if I don't save it. Now I have this. That means it gets the height from here to here, and it removes 150. That means 75 here and 75 here. And you have, so now what happens if this window is smaller, right? Boom, smaller. What happens if this window is bigger, right? Boom, bigger, right? It adapts from the size of that window, always removing 75 here, 75 here, which is 150 divided by 2 because, you know. Now that I have this and I have this, I don't want to be able to have twice the same host. Okay. Well, I'm going to select this button, right? And I'm going to say pattern counts current host IDs, this one, is the ID of the host of that record part of the two already there. Not done. Also, here, I'm going to do a conditional formatting. And I say, if the ID of the record here is part of the selected hosts, I want italic and the text color to be grayed out. To get this. This guy is already there, and this guy is already there. So I cannot add it anymore. It's there. So I am preventing to add twice the same host by preventing the user to be able to select it twice, but I am not removing it from the list. Why? What will happen if I say, oh, don't show the list? Oh, where is Montique Revenge? Where is Mickey Mouse? You disrupt, you confuse the user. You say, where is my guy? Here you understand. You say, oh, yeah, I know. It's gray because it's there. It was on your face. And you click add host and boom, is italic. It's there. Okay, it's there. Don't worry. Don't create again. Don't add. Don't go to a host and create Mickey Mouse. It's there. Don't worry. But you cannot add it because you already have it. So when you have, and you notice that I create this in a matter of minutes It wasn't that complicated to build a list with free fields, a button, a card start window, boom, 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 boom. I mean, and my scripts, I'm not going to win the Academy Award of Scriptology with these scripts. Okay, I'm not going to win the award. I'm not going. It's a 2-line script. That's it. That's all. All of this with 2-line scripts. Right? I'm showing all the list of the hosts of the guy in the center, well prepared, well presented, well nice window centered with my free field and a button that I'm hiding when the field, when the host is there already there, and I gray out and I put italics. Say, okay, hey, it's there, but you cannot, you can add, or you can add another time. Now, it's very, very, very simple, right? To create the record, right, on the host list, right? So here is my favorite way to create the host list, okay? Very simple. I have another button here I call B. Why? Because it's part of the same workflow. You open a window, and then you validate or you select hosts in the code. So this is the new host IDE, IDD. Okay. So you are here, you are in this here, and you click the host, right? You select the host. So you're there and you want whatever host you're in, right? The host, you click here. You click and you have an ID of the host, right? Correct? Before here, you create a new variable before you open. Remember, you here. You are in this owner. You click add a host. You collect the ID of the owner you are from. You collect that ID. You there. You collect the list of the host ID already there. You open the window. You hide what's already there. You grayed out what's already there. All right. And then the button that validates the select the host, you get the ID of the host you select. You freeze the window. You go to the layouts. You go to cross-reference 1. You remember, you go to that list, cross-reference 1. You go there, right? You say new request. I'm doing that to make you understand. You create a record and then you set the fields in cross-reference. The owner with the current owner ID. Remember the ID you collected here when and you put the horse you just selected, right? And then you close the window. Remember, because here you are in the picker, you are in a card. That's why I put card here, because those scripts are performing on the window, on the card window, on a card style window, right? So here, when I click here, you see here I have the hand, but here not. Here, yes. Here not. Nothing happened here. Here, you know. So what happened? So let's debug the whole thing. I click here. I collect the owner ID. I'm on Flintstone thread. I collect the list of the current horse that I already have. I open my horse window. Thanks to my variable, I know this one is there, this one is there. I cannot select it again. If I click on Oliver, I get the ID of this horse. A freeze window. Why? Because I don't want, now that I am in the debugger, it will show it, but if I freeze, you won't see it. You go to that layout, you create a new record, you set, because the target is not part of the, maybe, oh yeah, hold on. Mistake. I made a mistake here. Yeah, I need to go there. Yeah. Okay. So I'm there. I select Oliver. I go there, new record. I set the host, the owner ID. I set the horse ID. That means I get the name of the horse and the name on it. Close this window, and now I have Oliver here. If I go there, I have no horse. Click here, they're all available. I can say, okay, I want Belly Belly. And I want, oh, now Belly Belly, I cannot take it. I want Dino. And I want Andrew. Here, click, 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 click. And I have free. This is when you have the UI. And once again, am I going to win the scriptology war with this? No. No, it's not complicated. It's not and you know what? I could get rid of this. Oh yeah, I can get rid of this. How? You go to the table, right? And you say the horse, this is a variable. You set this field with this, right? Just within the script, this variable is alive within the script, right? So if I say new record request here, and I say here in the auto entry, gets whatever in this variable, and here get whatever is the current owner ID on the auto entry calculation. I can get rid of this. No need. It will happen on a new record automatically. Demo. I'm here. Boom, 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 boom. New request, both. automatically everything came at once without set. So that makes this script even simpler. Set variable, freeze window, go to layer, new request close. Oh, yeah, this is the most complicated script I ever built in my entire career, right? So why this is so freaking simple and why this is so easy and why this looks so great? It's because you have a freaking UI. Now adding holes make completely, I'm not lost. Am I lost? I click here, select holes. Okay, I understand. I'm a list of horses. Some are grayed out, or maybe because, oh yeah, because they were there. So okay, they're grayed out. So I've selected my horse here. Boom, is there, Mickey Mouse. And I have 5, right? So now you say, okay, but how I can remove a horse, right? Well, I'm going to, it's very difficult. This is a record. This is not a horse record. This is a record that makes the connection between the owner and the horse. It's not a horse record. The horse record is on the other side. This is a record that makes the bridge between the horse and the owner. So I can just delete that record. Okay. We want to delete this. Yes, delete. 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 See? This is not complicated at all, right? And it looks pretty good to me, right? So, what time is it? 50 now. So, what is before we go to the question, what is the schedule? Do we have more time with this file, or this is the end?
This is the end for the moment.
For the moment, okay, yeah. So we have our interruption, but we can come back, right?
Yeah, so the schedule is currently doing other stuff at the moment. So, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to show that you don't need to go to the other side and do all this complexity that we have here, right? So I want, but because I want to be able to, from here, create a horse or select a horse, right? So I want to pursue on this, but it's okay. Well, it's off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So do we have any questions so far?
We got one from David. The ID was automatically filled because you have allowed create in the relationship and the ID field is in the relationship? Question mark.
Oh, when I click here?
The ID is automatically filled because you have allowed create in the relation. Yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
No. My script here is simple. I don't do a creation throughout the relationship. I go to the table and I create a new record. But I put automatically, when you do new record here, and you have this variable, and you have these two variable. Okay? I have these two variable. They are alive. Right now they are alive. Okay? See? Because my script is running. If I create a new record request now, right? And I have an auto entry calculation here and here that calls this and this if filled automatically. Look, here I have an auto entry that says I want whatever in this variable. And here I want this, when you create a new record, you have an auto entry calculation that says put whatever there, right? Whatever. So that's why it came automatically. Because, I'm here, I click, so I'm here, those two variables are available to me, right? One is called in an auto entry calculation in the owner ID of this table, and this is called on the host ID auto entry from this table. So when I create a record here, plot, automatically this and this come from this and this. I don't need a set variable. I don't need a set field. You know what I mean? The auto entry will set the field. And that allows you to have much simpler scripts. Right? I'm not using I'm not creating record throughout the relationship. No. That's why I say this is my favorite. I prefer to freeze the window because I'm here. I am here. I am in this window, right? So here I can do whatever I want. I am in this window. So I can click, get something, go somewhere, do something, right? And close. Because I was in a new window. So it's okay. I didn't leave this owner info stuff. So that's the beauty to have a support. This is my support. Boom. This is my table. I have my counter, I have my table. This is where I'm putting my stuff. Okay? This is my table. I have my small, tiny table here where I can do whatever I want. I can put whatever I want there. So far, I have this. Now, I can wipe everything from that table, from that counter. I can wipe everything, put something else, do something, remove everything. Because I have a support. Here, with this system, I have no support. I'm here and I'm going there directly. I lose everything. I'm getting away. And that's what the guy said. Oh, by the way, I know you lost. I know you lost. He knew. I know you lost. That's why I said, don't worry. Read this false information for Hunter Nick. Because I know you lost. Because I didn't do a good job. Here, I'm not lost. I know where I am. I am on Hertendorfer, Hertendorfer, okay? Uten, actually is Utendorfer because it's Germany. Okay. Utendorfer, China. I'm there. I don't need here to say, oh, by the way, by the way, you were on Hunter, because I have no idea I was in Hunter. I left Hunter. Now here I didn't leave. I didn't. And I say, oh, by the way, hold on. I don't know. Close. Nothing happened. Open. Close. Nothing happened. Here, add a host. Done. Is added. Done. So if you go back, you have empty record. Done. Here, so far nothing happened. Right? Oh, do you want to add Oliver? Okay, you add Oliver. Click. Oh, you don't want Oliver? Don't worry, you remove it. Right? If you want to add a horse that you don't have in your list, that a different story? You have a button here, create new host. Create new host. So I can show you a workflow. I show you the workflow. I cannot create it for you, but let me show you the workflow, okay? Because I have it on another file. But you will see when you have the UI. I'm opening it. Don't worry. I pause my. I don't want to show private stuff. When you have the UI, and it's not that complicated to build. Seriously, is this difficult to build? The whole thing, is that difficult to build? I don't think so. If you're not capable of doing this, I mean, you understand? So it's not that complicated to get a workflow, right? So let's say I'm here. No, the best would be let me go to, hold on. Let me go to companies. Hold on a second. Why so freaking slow? Okay. It's slow, but it's working. Okay. Okay, so I want to add a contact. Okay. So yeah, my list sucks. Okay, so I have contacts, right? But let's say my contact's not there, and this one is already selected. I can select this one, right? But this one, no, is selected. But okay, let's say I don't have a contact, it's not there. So what do you do? Seeing this layout, what do you do? The contact not there. You create contact, right? You click here. You stay there, right? Why is so freaking slow? Everything's okay. And then you are in a UI that says create new contact. You know where you are, right? Okay, so I'm going to create Nicholas. This is my name in Greek. Hunter, and job title and mobile. Okay, boom. So I have one guy created. Okay. But I can create a new one. I say, yeah, I need to create two, right? So I'm going to create Carlton. Okay. And right. So I create two contacts. Correct. So it's cool. The UI so far is, am I lost? No, I say, oh, by the way, oh, no, I can't. Let's cancel. Let's cancel, right? Oh, do you want to delete two contacts you just created? Because this cannot be undone. You lose. You have a warning. Say, yeah, you can cancel all what you did so far. You say, no. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. So you can validate those two. And now you have this new contact. That the new contact you just created, I selected for you. So now I have other thing even better, right? Let's say I'm selecting this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and I create, I select, so hold on. I need to click here. Okay. Let's say I select this guy, and this guy. I selected 3 contacts, okay? And now I select 3 contacts, right? And now I create test 1, right? And I create test 2. Oh. And I'm selecting test 3. I'm creating test 3, okay? Ah. The 3 contacts previously selected and the 3 new contacts you just created. That's a UI. So you're not lost. You know what you just did. You selected 3 people. You created 3 new people, right? But now, before you add those 6 contacts, you know where you do it, right? So when you have a UI, right? So how do you think your user will feel when you will use something like that? And do you think this is complicated to build? Heck no, it's not. It's really not complicated at all. Just what you need to know, right, is to use relationships, right, and the sub-summary sort by in list view. When you know how to master this, well, this is what you can do. And you saw that I am hand holding the user from, I'm not tossing the user in the lake full of crocodile. Like, oh, you want to create a new user, a new contact? Bam, you go to the contact layer. No, I want to create a new contact. Tell me what I need. Tell me what you know, what you want. Right? Show me. I don't want to think, you know. Tell me, what do you need? What do you need when you create a new contact? That's what I need. Create a new contact, boom. Right? Okay, I don't want to create a contact. Okay, don't create it. Lose, you know, delete it. And you come back here. You didn't lose. You're not lost. You don't say, oh, what happened? Oh, where's my stuff? Right? And now you can say add selected contact. Right? Boom, done. They're there. Right? So yeah, it's not the UI. And how complicated would it have been to add a contact to that company without this UI I just built? How you do? You know, here you type the name directly here in the list in the poll. That awful, that disgusting, right? And trust me, this is not more complicated than the other list that I created before. Yeah, you can select multiple, right? But this is not complicated. The next time I can make this and select multiple. It's not that complicated at all. I show you that multiple times, but I can show you another time. But UI is key, you know. UI, without a UI, you know, it's like, I mean, how many times did you feel awful when you download an app on your phone and the app has a terrible UI and you don't even use it anymore, right? Well, you don't use it because you have the choice not to use it. But when you build something to your customers, and your customer paid you to build something, well, he has no choice to use the thing you built because he paid it, right? So, and UI is key. UI, when I say UI is GUI, graphical user interface, it's save me like 99% of the time, save me from problems or cumbersome scripts, things that, it's end user loved it because it's simple and understandable and they feel comfortable. You have a sense of quality, right? And people loved it. So next time, I want to, for example, here we have in this field here, tools. I build a system where we can, uh, what's the name? Add an action item, right? So within the company. So with my user, right? With my uh, customer, what we can add or action item, what it is, right? So description of what the problem is, the notes assigned to, right? Is it done or not, right? So, and here what it is. So here we have, like this. So I'm going to show you this. I'm using more and more and more. I'm using emojis, right? Because it's cool. And it looks great. When you say open, change the emoji, closed, blocked, in progress, open, pending. See? In the list here is, and before I was using like icons, where what I mean, icons and or PNGs, but it's very, very complicated, right? And I simplified this with emojis, and because well, pretty much I send the list to ChatGPT and it say, oh, I want emoji for those, and it bring me the emojis, right? And the emoji, we can put it in their pop-up menus like this. So we can put that here. PNGs, and you cannot, right? You know what I mean? So I'm using emojis much more now. So, but see, we have a great UI here, right? You can add an action item here, and and you can assign to, and you select the guy, and right, you have the icon, so everything you do, right, need to look good. So we have another question.
Hold on. I think nope. I think we're good.
Okay, so
Yes, a lot of people saying thank you. So thank you, Nick. This has been awesome. Thank
so
you, everybody.
see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.